Now, the SABC's consultative process on the possible retrenchment of 981 permanent staff members and the non-renewal of contracts of 1,200 freelancers began today. The 60-day process involves the SABC's management, the unions, MWASA, CWU and BEMAWU and other stakeholders. This is all in line with the Section 189 of the Labour Relations Act. The CCMA will be facilitating the process. A little bit earlier on, we spoke to the labour unions.
Well, a very good afternoon to you today. The consultation meeting, or the meeting between labour unions and SABC management, facilitated by the CCMA facilitator, concluded earlier. It was about a 2.5-hour meeting with several stops and starts between management and the labour unions. We know that labour unions that were represented in this meeting were labour unions from BEMAWU, CWU, MWASA, Solidarity, as well as representatives of some of the staff members who are non-unionized. But to get more insight on what transpired in that meeting, we speak first now to Ndata Tuwana from MWASA. Thank you so much for joining me. What were some of the key outcomes from the meeting that happened today?
Well, thank you very much. The critical thing is that there is a continuation of the standoff, really, on the issue of Section 189, which is retrenchments. And just to go to the end of the process, as Ms. van Biljon probably earlier on alluded to, the parties parted on the understanding that the engagement today was simply an information sharing or a document sharing a meeting, and that consultations in earnest have not started. From the perspective of MWASA, we do support the idea of the restructuring of the SABC. It is a must-do. It has to be done. It is long overdue, but it must be done with an understanding that it is to rebuild the SABC and not the destruction or further splintering up of the SABC. So yes, we are pretty happy with the approach that, at least from the side of Labour, the understanding is that we need to be strengthening the SABC instead of weakening the SABC. So indeed, we are keen on a restructuring process, yes, as in how do we reorganize the operations of the organization, and much less on how many heads do we dispense with.
In the meeting, did you raise the issue of possible labour or court action if SABC continues with advertising posts, especially considering that they are invoking Section 189 of the Labour Relations Act?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, in fact, we are in pain as Labour to try to workshop management of SABC around the process of Section 189. I mean, the first meeting fell off because they did not comply. Again, we are here today. In basic, we spent over 2 hours, but the actual meeting took less than 20 minutes because it was a caucuses in between. We have made it clear that you can't be saying that you want to retrench at the same time you are advertising the very same post that you are retrenching. In other words, what SABC is doing is basically replacing the current workforce with a new workforce that will be coming in, so that defeats what they are saying, that they want to cut costs. We have further said that before we can even engage, and this is a process that we've requested them to follow initially, that they must submit us to the documents that will be able to scrutinize them, to make inputs, significant inputs as Labour, to be able to debate and say how do we then champion forward the public broadcaster. So they failed to do that. They give us huge information today that we demanded.
It really does look like a fully stacked document.
Absolutely, and one of the things that Labour must do, obviously, is to look at your independent financial guys that will be dealing with those documents, and obviously be able to take a position in line with workers.
Now, Hannes, I see you're holding a stack of papers there, the information that you got from SABC management. What were your thoughts about the meeting today?
In terms of the process, the SABC again was not ready. The meeting was postponed and disposed of as basically a non-meeting because the information that we requested the SABC was not provided in time. So it is clear that the SABC doesn't have a clue what is going on at this point in time. We know that they have been grilled in Parliament today about the very same information. So we are concerned. We are concerned to enter into a process that is going to be run in this manner. And we as unions have decided that we are going to take control of this process, and we are going to ensure that if anyone should lose their jobs, that there would really be a legitimate process.